So let's talk about gear for a minute. When you're going against this boss, the biggest takeaway is obviously you're using melee, but you want to use a stab weapon. A lot of people recommend that you just keep the Karis Partisan. Um, if you don't want to use that, you can use the Zami Hasta. If you don't want to use that, the Rapier is a good option, or we could just go for the Fang because supposedly that's best in slot. I guess it just depends on your play style, how much money you have, and which weapon you like the most. Like I personally use the Rapier here, and it works great. But for the rest of the gear, it's pretty much your best in slot melee bonuses that you can add up, especially for stab. That'd be the biggest takeaway that I would look at. Feel free to pause this, but the items that I'm showing on screen right now are pretty much the minimum that I would take into raids for the melee setup at least. So I kind of wanted to go over this before I entered the arenas and fight the boss, Kephri, real quick. The biggest takeaway here is that I have tile markers that are marked. Obviously, in your game, you might have to mark them yourself. I did not export these and put them in the description below. I can do that. If you comment, let me know. But the biggest takeaway is in the northwestern corner right there. I have where when he does his special attack for the dung, it lines up in that corner. At the corner next to him is where I stand to attack him. I'll totally go over that when we start going through it. And then I have the range, where the range guy spawns, where the melee one spawns, and where the mage one spawns. So we'll get to that when it gets to that actual part. So now you've started the fight, you'll notice that I'm in the corner that I was talking about earlier. This is where you will stand to attack Kephri, and the biggest takeaway here is to attack, move a space back, attack, move a space back. Pretty much you just want to keep doing that until you knock down this shield, and make sure not to get hit by that fireball. So when this right here happens to you, basically it's one of his special attacks, which he's shooting out his dung. That's the reason I had you stand at a certain point right there next to him, so it goes straight diagonal. All you have to do, just like I will do in the video, is move to the right and then back down into that original square. And that's pretty much all to it until you knock down that first shield. Now make sure that when you're going back and forth, you don't get too cocky. Sometimes, yes, you can get another hit in before that fireball hits down onto that square, but lag happens and you can take a couple hits that way. I definitely did it a couple times during this video. Okay, so now that we're at the next section of this fight, you notice that you went ahead, you already knocked down shield number 1. The range scarab has spawned in the northern east corner. Go ahead and move over there, put on protect from range and kill it. And be careful, as I will show in this video, there are scarabs that come flying out of the corners, and it's just like the fireball. There'll be a shadow up underneath your feet, and just move a square away and get back over to your original square to get back on Kephri and knock down shield number 2. So now we've completed phase 1. The shield is recharging. You've already dealt with the range scarab, and then you saw the bomber scarab come in and try to take you out. Just move back to your original square, get ready for phase 2, and that will, after you get that shield down, you'll have to face the melee scarab and the magic scarab. So this is coming up to be the end of phase 2. Pretty much you knock down the shield, and now you can see the melee one, and then you will see the blue arcane mage looking scarab. Pretty much just put on protect from melee. You're still going to get hit by range, but don't fret. Go ahead and take out that arcane as fast as you can, because if not, it'll teleport around and it can hit up some big numbers like 60 plus and KO you if you're not careful. So that should be your number one enemy to take out. After you take out the arcane mage scarab, go ahead and take out the melee one, then put protect range back on, go right back to your original square, and get ready for phase 3. And as we're heading into the last phase, you've already done 3 of the shield phases. It comes to the last phase, which is pretty much the HP phase. It's just taking them down to 0 HP. Same thing you've been doing to the shields. Just move back 1 square, attack, move back a square, and knock out the shields. After that, Kephri will be dead, and you've already completed 2 raid bosses in this Raids 3. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, comment. I'm here to help you.